Good evening, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is the last session, third session of this periodic classification of elements. Already main important topics of this chapter were covered, and this is the last session. And this session is going to be some limited information. Only some the leftover topic will be discussed, and this session is going to be limited. So let's start first with periods in modern periodic table. Periods in modern periodic table. Now see, elements that are present in the same period. Elements that are present in the same period, they have the same number of cells. That means the number of cells doesn't change. On moving from down, that is from downwise, if you're moving from downwise, that is group wise from top to bottom, new cells are being continuously added. But if we move from left to right in a period, the number of cells remains the same if the elements present in the same period. Now these elements which is present in the same period have the same number of cells. This is equal to the period number. The number of elements that is present in the same period have the same number of cells, and this same number of cells will be equal to the period number. On moving from left to right in a given period, if you move from left to right from a given period, the number of electrons in the valence shell will increase, but it will increase only up to 8, from 1 to 8, and the number of cells will remain the same. As the number of cells remains the same, therefore the period number will be fixed also. So this information we will write on a brief note. So elements present in the same period, elements present in the same period have the same number of cells, have the same number of cells. Elements present in the same period have the same number of cells, which is equal to the period number, On moving from left to right, in a given period, the number of electrons increases. The number of electrons in the valence shell increases. But it will increase from 1 to up to 8. Valence shell in electron increases in the valence shell, but it will increase from 1 up to 8, while the number of cells remains the same. So that is the information. Elements present in the same period, they have the same number of cells, which is equal to the period number. On moving from left to right in a given period, the number of electrons in the valence shell increases, but it will increase up to 8, while the number of cells remains the same. That means in a period wise, if you move from left to right, the number of cells will remain same, but on a group wise, if you move from top to bottom, the number of cells will increases. That means one after another the cell will be added continuously. Next, that is number of elements in a period. Number of elements in a period. Now we have all total 7 horizontal rows that are termed as period. 7 horizontal rows. 7 horizontal rows that were termed as period, right? So first period, period number 1, it contains only two elements, hydrogen and helium. Atomic number is 2 and it is atomic number is here, it is 1 and it is 2. So only two elements, hydrogen and helium. That is the first period. Also, as it contains only two elements, so it is a shortest period. It is also termed as shortest period. Next, second period. Second period, it contains elements, all total 8 elements, from lithium to neon. Lithium it is 3, neon that is 10. So lithium to neon, all total 8 elements are there. 8 elements are there from lithium to neon, all total 8 elements are there. It is in the second period. Next, third period. Third period also contains 8 elements, from sodium to argon. Sodium 11, argon 18. From sodium to argon, also all total 8 elements are there in third period. Fourth period. Now fourth period, there are 18 elements in total. 18 elements in total, from potassium to krypton. Potassium that is 19, krypton that is 36. So all total 18 elements. 18 elements in fourth period. Clear? And all total 18 elements to, that is in fourth period. Next, fifth period. So in fifth period also it contains 18 elements, but from rubidium to xenon, Xe, that is xenon. Rubidium to xenon. Rubidium that is 37, xenon that is 54. So 18 elements. Here also it contains 18 elements. Now see, in fourth period and fifth period, both the period contains 18 elements each. These two periods are called long periods. Fourth period and fifth period, they are called long periods. Fourth period and fifth period. Next, sixth period. Sixth period, it contains 32 elements. From cesium to radon. From cesium to radon. Cesium is 55 and radon is 86. So all total 32 elements are there. It is in sixth period. All total 32 elements. This is also known as longest period. At last, seventh period. So seventh period is an incomplete period. It is incomplete. It is not fully complete. Some elements are discovered and they are put in the seventh period, and some elements are yet to be discovered. So it is an incomplete period. Still now it is incomplete period. So some of the elements from seventh period are like suppose francium, Fr, actinium, Ac, radium, Ra. So these are the elements found in seventh period. Clear? So these are all 7 horizontal rows, contains different number of elements in each period. Next. Number of elements in this period. Next one. Next, groups. we will discuss with groups. Groups in modern periodic table. Groups in modern periodic table. Groups in modern periodic table. Now talking about groups, there are all total 18 vertical columns. In modern periodic table, there are all total 18 vertical columns which are termed as groups. So 18 vertical columns are there. 18 vertical columns. Vertical columns are there which are termed as groups. 1, 8, 18. This is 8. 1, 8, 18. 18 vertical columns are there which are termed as groups. Now I will discuss some important groups here. I will not discuss all 18 vertical groups. You will find this from your book. I will discuss only the important groups, and they have a specific name. That's why I will discuss some important groups. So number one, that is group 1 elements. Group 1 elements. Now first one is group 1 elements. So group 1 elements, they have specific name. They are called alkali metals. They are called alkali metals because group 1 elements contain alkali metals. Next, group 2 elements. Group 2 elements. Group 2 elements, it contains alkaline earth metals, or it is sometimes known as alkaline earth group. Alkaline earth metals. Also, you can rename group 1 elements as alkali group. Next, after to group 16 elements. Group 16 elements, they are called chalcogens. Chalcogen group. Group 17 elements. Group 17 elements. Group 17 elements, they are called halogens. Next, last, group 18. Group 18 elements. Group 18 elements, they contain noble gases. They have 3 names: noble gases, or you can say them as inert gases, or you can say rare gases. So these are some important groups: alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, chalcogens, halogens, noble gases, inert gases, or rare gases. Now what are alkali metals? We will discuss each of this separately, the characteristics, the metals separately. So at first, alkali metals. First one, that is alkali metals. Now alkali metals, the elements in the first group, that is group 1 elements. So the elements it contain that start from lithium. So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. They are called alkali metals. These metals or these elements are called alkali metals. They contain in the first group elements, group 1 elements. What are the characteristics of alkali metals? Number 1 characteristic is that they all react with water to form alkali. All these elements react with water to form alkalis. That's why they are called as alkali metals. So they all react with water. They all react with water to form alkalis. Number 2 characteristic is that they are all shiny. They are like shining. They shines all the time. So they are all shiny. They are soft, and also they are very highly reactive solids. So number 2 characteristic is that they are all shiny. They are soft as well, and highly reactive solids. Highly reactive solids. Number three characteristic is that they have valence electron. Also, like every metal, every element, they also have a valence electron, but number of valence electron will be 1. All these elements contain number of valence electron will be 1, and they form cations with charge plus 1. As they contain only one valence electron, so charge produced by them will be plus 1. So number of valence electrons will be 1, and they form cations with charge will be plus 1. That is the characteristics of alkali metals. So alkali metals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alkali metals are there. Next, alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. So alkaline earth metals are the group 2 elements, second group of elements. So alkaline earth metals, they starts from beryllium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, they are called alkaline earth metals. So like alkali metals, these metals also have some characteristics. So first characteristics is that their oxides are alkaline. All these elements, oxides of all these elements are alkaline. That's why they are termed as alkaline earth metals. So their oxides are alkaline in nature. Number 2, they also, like alkali metals, they are also shiny, somewhat reactive hard solids in standard temperature and pressure, and also their color is something silvery white color. So they are all shiny like alkali metals. They are all shiny, silvery white and somewhat reactive hard solids at standard temperature and pressure. Number 3 is that number of valence electron in alkaline earth metal will be 2. They contain 2 valence electron. So as they contain 2 valence electron, the charge produced by them will be plus 2. They also form cations like alkali metals. So number of valence electron will be 2. And they produce cations. With charge will be plus 2. So these are alkaline earth metals. Next, group 17 elements, that is halogens. Group 17 elements, they are termed as halogens. Group 17 elements. Halogens, the elements in the 17th group, they are called halogens. So halogens, there are 4 halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. They are called halogens. They are from 17th group 17 elements. Characteristics. So number 1 characteristic is that they all produce a wide range of salts: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. All these halogens, they are also called halo elements. So all these halo elements or halogens, they produce a wide range of salts on reacting with metals. When they react with metals, they all produce a wide range of salts. So number 1 characteristic is that they all produce a wide range of salts. On reacting with metals. So that is the first characteristic of halogens. They all produce a wide range of salts on reacting with metals. Number 2 is that they exist all the 3 states of matter. In room temperature, they exist all the 3 states of matter, that means solid, liquid and gas. So number 2, they exist at room temperature in all 3 states of matter, in all 3 states of matter. For example, like suppose this iodine is solid. Room temperature it is solid. Like bromine, room temperature it is liquid. Like fluorine, room temperature it is gas. That means in group 17 elements all the 3 states of matter can be found. Last characteristics, number of valence electrons. So group 17 elements, total number of valence electron will be 7. Number of valence electron will be 7 here. Number of valence electron will be 7. Group 17 elements, halogens, they have number of valence electron will be 7. Last one, that is noble gas. Group 18 elements are from 18 group. Noble gases or inert gases, noble gases or inert gases or rare gases. Group 18 elements. So the elements from 18 group are called noble gases or inert gases or rare gases. So group 18 elements, they starts from helium. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. They are called noble gases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there. Characteristics. Number one characteristic is that they are all colorless or odorless gas. They are all colorless, odorless gas and monoatomic gas, and they have low chemical reactivity. Also they have low chemical reactivity. So they are all colorless, odorless and monoatomic gas. Monoatomic means number of atom here will be 1. So monoatomic gases, they are all colorless, odorless and monoatomic gases with low chemical reactivity. Number 2, their valence cell is almost full. They have a little tendency to participate in chemical reaction. As the valence cell is completely full, therefore they have a very little tendency to participate in chemical reaction. That's why their chemical reactivity is very low. So their valence cell is full. Their valence cell is full. They have a little tendency to participate in chemical reactions. Clear? Next, valence electron. Number of valence electron here will be 8. Total number of valence electron will be 8 in case of noble gas, inert gas or rare gases. That is group 18 elements. Clear? So that's all about groups, important groups, their characteristics and number of elements. Next, last topic, that is metal, non-metal and metalloid. Now modern periodic table is also classified as 3 on the basis of 3 concepts, that is metals, non-metals and metalloids. Number 1 is metal, number 2 is non-metals and number 3 is metalloids. Modern periodic table also classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now what are metals? Metals are the electropositive. Metals are electropositive as they form bonds by losing electrons. They are electropositive. Metals are electropositive as they lose electrons, and form bonds. They are electropositive, metals are electropositive as they lose electron and form bonds. And oxides of metals are generally basic in nature. Oxides of metals generally basic in nature. Coming to non-metals, they are electronegative. Non-metals are electronegative as they gain electrons. While forming bonds, they gain electrons. So they are electronegative. Non-metals, they are electronegative as they gain electrons and form bonds. And oxides of non-metals, they are acidic. Oxides of non-metals are acidic. Coming to metalloids, metalloids are the elements which show the properties of both metals and non-metals. Metalloids are the elements which show the properties of both metals and non-metals. They are called metalloids. So they are the elements which show properties of both metals and non-metals. Elements which show properties of both metals and non-metals. They are metalloids. They are sometimes also called as semi-metals. That means metalloids and semi-metals both are same. Example, what are the example of metalloid? Examples are suppose like boron, silicon, germanium, astatine, tin, polonium, tellurium. All these are our metalloids. So that's the end of this session. The chapter is complete. This periodic classification of elements chapter is totally complete. Next session we will discuss some question answers from this chapter. So thank you.